Hello and welcome to Alchemist Whim. I am Alchemist Jen. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you're having a good one. Today's whim of the day is to chat about just some random things. So I've had a kind of productive day. I got some fabric so that I can do more backdrop fabrics and then just kind of have them in rotation as backdrops, and then when I am done with them for that purpose, then I can just dye more fabric and have it rotating. I've had the same one for the last couple days and I find it to be boring. So especially when I look at the collection of videos and they all have the same thing, I'm just kind of ignoring it at this point, but I just want more versatility. So at this point I'll do 3 sets and have some variety, I think, within the dyes, so that maybe I can end up with like 6 slightly different viewpoints on there is my current goal. So that's the plan. Always changing something a little bit, tweaking it, and then I can make some things out of this. So I think I'll definitely be making some bandanas and some more wristlets, there's cuffs, and some patches. And then I've been thinking more about my patch design, and I definitely want to do it so it's a multi-purpose type of thing. So if I think about like the thickness of an embroidered patch, they're pretty thick and they're tough texturally wise, but I mean mine would not be tough, but it would be a little on the thicker side than just one piece of fabric. I want to stitch them together so that it could be used as a coaster, it could be used as art you could stick on your wall, you could use it as a bookmark, you could use it, you know, however you want. So it's more versatility. You just have a little cute little dyed, sewn, illustrated thing for me is my current thought. So I might have different sizes too, depending on what kind of image I want to put on there and what size that image is when I go to print it. So those are my thoughts on fabrics at this point. So I have fun with that. I love dyeing fabrics. I set up some clothing to dye tonight. So it's set up to do ice dyeing through tomorrow, and then I'll wash it tomorrow evening, see how it comes out. I'll give plenty of time to cure, so yay. Ice dyeing is always fun. I just never know what I'm going to get, and I've kind of went a little random with the colors, so I'm really excited about it. And let's see, what else did I do today? Got a hard drive so that, because I've done so many videos, when I went to do, I think this is the 96th, this is the 97th, so number 96 when I tried to upload, I just didn't have enough room. So I was like, alright, today's the day, I'm going to go get a hard drive, move them off of my laptop so that I can start making room for new ones. I also got rid of all my little 2-second, 5-second snippet videos that I do at the beginning that you don't even see, but I do this little am I in the frame thing or whatever, and sometimes it shows that I do that, and sometimes you're like, but that's so off kilter, and you know, did you even look at yourself in the camera first? Yeah, sometimes it goes silly, but that's okay. That's part of doing a one take thing and having it be, you know, creative and just you know, just there. So yeah, I also contemplated a lot on my my clay vision for my resin casting. So excited about making marbles, but then other creatures and things. I think that those are going to do really well in just grabbing a different audience and then having just a lot of fun and whimsy to them, and glitter and just a lot of joy. So my thought process is to do at this point like an air dry clay, because then I can take, you know, sponge, a little bit of water as it's drying, and definitely smooth it out and polish it out. So I'm working on that, my whole process there. Also trying not to get too ahead of myself in projects because I have 2 really large shows coming up. So I know that I want to work on some more fabric things to keep it fresh. But also I do need to dye some yarn to make sure I have enough for everybody. And probably some fiber as well. So yeah, so those are the kind of things I'm working on. Tomorrow I'm hopefully dyeing some of the fiber that I have for Rabbit Row. Doing the 7 colors of the rainbow. So it's going to be really, really cool. They're going to be used for felting kits. So I'm very excited to be part of that. And yeah, I just have to wait for the dyes to get here. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it today or if I have to wait till tomorrow, but I have to wait till tomorrow, which is fine. Didn't need to cram another thing into today. Yeah, so I'm just working on my knitting. I gotta check my rows here because I think it's time for me to do an opening. Little stitch. Still working on the silly scarflet, so yay. Yep, it's time. And how I know is I just fold it over so that the edges of the other hole line up, and then I look at where this row lines up with that one, and I know that I'm good. So we'll do that together, yay! So it's quite fun. And I do have a tutorial on my channel here if you wanted to check it out, even if you're not a knitter. I'll show you my process, get a really different vantage point of my knitting style and my knitting stitches. You'll hear me talk about what I do and why. And then I had tight stitches, but it turned out just fine, but I was just nervous as I was on camera, making sure that I sounded like I knew what I was talking about. And it's awkward when you are looking down through like I have a frame that I use that's PVC, and then I had the camera hanging, and then looking down. So, but then looking through obstacles to make sure your stitches are happening is a very interesting notion. Alright, so I have made several stitches there up to the point where I need to start making my opening. So I do this fancy thing where I slip the stitch off and then cast off essentially, so that I leave this open spot of stitches that's not on the needle, which is really, it feels so much like breaking the rules sometimes, and I kind of enjoy that too. Like things that do things that are unexpected. So yeah, I'll get some more yarn, working on my next resin casting idea, and then I'll keep working on crochet patterns throughout the summer as I'm still trying to work on my amigurumi yarn line. So that's just basically yarn that can be used for knitting and crochet little creatures, and amigurumi is the Japanese word for that. So for that, I usually have like a DK weight yarn, which is not too thick and not too fine, and it just creates a nice fabric for that style of creature and toy and whatever you want to call it, softie. So having that, and then being able to have kits and patterns is intriguing. And I think people want that kind of stuff too. So it's like, it's not just some random thing that I'm thinking, oh, that'd be really cool. Like other people think it's really cool too. So I'm excited about that. And then as I'm working through what that looks like, patterns and tutorials, I want to make into zines. So little booklets that everything's got its own zine. I have a nice little library of zines. That'd be really kind of fun just as I'm building that. So then I'll also make them printable so you can download it as a zine. I think that's just intriguing. So I hope that people find that fun as well. fun is a word that we take for granted sometimes, and there's not enough of it in life, so try to seek it out and make it happen as much as possible, because it's healthy and it's a good thing. Alright, so I'm going back through on my next row and knitting here, and then I'm going to cast on in the middle, and casting on is just going to be adding those stitches back in that we took out, kind of filling in the hole, giving it a top. Let's see, what else did I work on today? So I worked on my clay ideas, so I was at Joann Fabrics and just kind of did some brainstorming, looking at clay options, and then saw their air dry clay, and I was like, that could actually work. And I realized it was a viable option, and it just kind of helped pull things together for me and solidify kind of what I was feeling and thinking about that. So kind of just came together. I knew I'd find a solution, I just didn't know if it would take me a little longer or do more research, but I was able to just kind of process through it and then realize that I could have that answer through that. So I don't have to fire them, I don't have to put them in a kiln, I don't have to bake them in the oven. I found that I just have too much variability and malleability with an oven baked clay, because it doesn't dry, that I won't have, I'll end up with like weird sides on them. Like if I make a circle, then you'll have that flat part where gravity kind of pulls the ball down. So I don't want that, so I was able to at least be able to determine that. So a lot of times I just feel like a scientist going and proving theories and theorems and whatever, and proving that this thing won't work or this thing will work, or that thing was successful, but next time I'll also do this other thing. So I just appreciate that everything, especially with the process, happens that way, and then how to repeat your results and test things is kind of fun for my head too. Also was reflecting on just the fact that if I can get multiple things going on at the same time, my brain is kind of happy. So earlier I was working on getting my hard drive set up, I was making bread, I was working on the dyeing, I was doing laundry, I was just doing a variety of different things. So just kind of balancing it all, but making sure I'd run from one thing to the next and keep it all kind of swinging around, I guess that's the right way to say it. As I'm talking, I'm stitching tightly on this, but I know it's going to come out alright. It just feels like I'm having trouble pushing it down the needle. I make myself laugh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Alright, I need 2 more stitches. I think part of it's just because I'm talking and I'm not giving enough room on there, but that's okay. It'll work out. Yeah, so clay thing is really cool. Yarn thing I'll definitely get some more of, and then I'll be dyeing fiber tomorrow, so then I'll be able to show you what the fiber looks like on the day after that. Then so 2 videos from now, because whatever day that is, it won't be the same day that it is for you, because time is amazing, and you'll be watching us whenever you can or whenever you find out about this. Perfect. Got 9, and I want 10 in that section, so switched. The nice thing about that too is that I can just spin the work to be able to get the things lined up. It's fun. It is fun. I like this pattern a lot because it's quick, but then it's also, there's enough going on with it that it keeps it engaging. And then the rows are really easy too, because then you just twist, 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 and keep going, and then you've got this thing. That was so descriptive. Thank you for listening to me anyway. So, alright, I'm going to show you what this looks like with that hole. Do some sound effects. Because I sing to myself and then I make noises, make it interesting, keep it light. I like to dance. Not to any real specific rhythm, just dance and do movements. Alright, here we go. I'm going to open up a little bit more around the center as I go on to the next one. It's a little tight in there, but that's okay. And there is Silly Scarflet. Well on our way. So yeah, it's about just almost halfway through. This one is a sample. This one's going to go to Little Button Craft in Rochester, so it's going to hang out there and people can touch it and check it out. So it'd be fun to have these patterns at shops in the form of the zines as well too. I think it'll be intriguing, especially if there are samples for it too. So that's my whim of the day, talking about what I'm up to, talking about what I'm working on this week, and doing a little bit of knitting. So thanks for joining me. I hope you're having a good one, and we'll see you soon. See where the whim takes us tomorrow. Thanks.